And I welcome you today to CSC Talk Radio. It is my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be here with you today. Well, you know that the old song goes to the movie. What was the movie? The Poseidon Adventure? There has to be a morning after. I hope you had a wonderful July 4th. My family was all in. We had a bit of a scare. An accident that could have been the ultimate tragedy or a life-changing event. However, I am certain God intervened and allowed us a miracle. To see his hand is always near. And after a time in an emergency room, it was one of my sons, not me. My day was then filled with much gratefulness and love for all those around me. We truly do serve an awesome God. Today, we get back to protecting liberty and truth. Today, we get back to fussing at the bureaucracy. Today, we stand on that Declaration of Independence that we celebrated only yesterday, as the nation's demand for such was only 242 years ago. And one day. I had an email. As you know, we're trying to do something different. We're doing a YouTube, so we want you to go join the YouTube channel. It is CSC Talk Radio with Beth Ann, just that simple. Watch the videos. Most of it right now is just the monologue, but we do have a few up there. We're having a little issue on getting the show all in one entirety. But give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. We're learning. We're trying to get there. I say we very loosely. I have a friend that's helping me here, and it's a little bit different having somebody with a camera on me while I'm sitting here trying to speak to you. But I had an email from a listener, and they live in Illinois. And this came, and they flagged it priority, follow-up priority. And I guess I'm the one who flagged it because I wanted to follow up with it. They said, your program today is superb. And they were talking about July 4th. So if you did not see July 4th or hear July 4th show, you need to go back and do that. We are listening to you read the Declaration of Independence as I write this. We always try to listen to you on shortwave radio first, and the iPad second. You are always clear and easy to listen to on the iPad, but there's something special about listening to your broadcast coming in to our house over the radio. Radio is much more personal way of hearing your broadcast. Even with the static and the noise inherent to shortwave reception, listening to your moving program is a special experience. As we get ready to travel and visit our daughter in Tucson, we will be listening to you on the iPad. Out on the wide prairie where the pioneers lived among the buffalo and the native people. We will be speeding along at 70 miles per hour listening to you with a smile in our hearts. July 4th, 1776 to July 4th, 2018. Thank you for presenting CSC Talk Radio. Best regards, Ken and Donna. That was very heartwarming yesterday evening when I actually saw it after the day's events. Brought a little tear to my eye because sometimes you wonder, why am I here? What am I doing? Am I making a difference? Am I encouraging? Am I helping anyone? Well, we're looking at another historical decision as President Donald Trump, and I'm going to challenge you as I am challenging myself because we've been very lax with what we call our presidents. Not just this one, but this one it seems to be even worse. But let's call him President Trump or President Donald Trump and not Trump. So I'm making that challenge to you. The president has a huge decision here to make, and Congress has a huge task to see to it. To see to it that it gets done. The people elected this president. One of the items we appreciated so much on his campaign was the list. Then candidate Donald Trump came up with a list of possible Supreme Court nominees. Those who were doubtful about the candidate Donald Trump's truth, and conservative values needed this security. On that list was Gorsuch, and he is now on the Supreme Court. Many believe the president should stay to the list, and I agree at this point in time. I mentioned earlier this week that I'm very concerned about the division in this nation. The Democrat Party keeps feeding the hate and then blaming President Donald Trump for the violence. But it isn't the conservatives who are spitting on people, kicking them out of restaurants, claiming no President Trump supporter should or deserves any peace or any moments of rest in their lives. Harassment isn't freedom, and it isn't the First Amendment, nor is it free speech. The First Amendment gives you the right to speak out against government and the policies being pushed on you by the elected body, but it doesn't give you the right to haunt people day and night, stalking them for the purpose of harassment and not allowing them to rest or have peace on their own time is not the First Amendment right, regardless of what Mad Maxine tells you. Yesterday was a historical day for this nation and for others as well. I have good news, I have absurd news, and I have just plain old let's figure it out together news. So let's get on with the news here. The good news. Let me get it. The good news is in the Bundy case. The judge in the Bundy case knocked down these prosecutors that wanted to bring it back up again. It says the federal judge rejected prosecutors' request Tuesday to reconsider her dismissal of the case against Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy, his two sons, and a friend, Ryan Payne. The U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro dismissed conspiracy charges against the four men on January 8th after finding that prosecutors had acted with prejudice throughout the trial. The Oregonian reported federal prosecutors violated federal law and failed to share evidence favorable to the defendant's case with the court. The court's findings of outrageous government conduct was not in error, Navarro wrote in her 11-page ruling obtained by I can't even say it, Oregonian, which is a newspaper. On the contrary, a universal sense of justice was violated by the government's failure to provide evidence that is potentially exploitatory. I can't even talk this morning. The prosecutor's request did not make any new arguments or bring forth any evidence that Navarro had not already considered in her decision to dismiss the case. The court gave somber consideration to the ramifications of its order and found that it was in the interests of justice to dismiss the case with prejudice. A motion for reconsideration should not be used to ask the court to rethink what it has already thought. She is standing tall, she's standing firm, and that is good news that we have this morning, and it happened July 3rd. And I just got wind of it. It just came in this article yesterday. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. Your calls are welcome. Our main topic today is going to be the Supreme Court, but I have a couple other things I wanted to share with you. 877-895-5410 is the number to call. That's 877-895-5410, and we will be right back.